Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be doing a project that is a part of the new responsive web design course on freeCodeCamp. The technical documentation project. The objective is to build an app that is functionally similar to the one that they provide, which is going to be something similar to this. Now in terms of requirements, these are the requirements. You should have a main element with an ID of main doc. So there's plenty of requirements on here, and there's about 15 main steps that they want you to follow, user stories. So let's get started. So the first thing we'll do is we'll start with our doc type HTML. And just to make things quicker, I will copy paste that. We'll create our head. Inside, we will create our meta element with our char set to UTF-8. We will create our meta element no, we won't do that. Okay. We'll create our link to link our CSS. And then I will create a title. For my title, I will put Java documentation. And that will be it for my head. Now let me create my body element. Inside that, I'll create a nav element with an ID of navbar. We will create a header. And we will write down Java documentation there as well. Underneath that, we'll create a unordered list. Inside of that, we'll create some list items. We'll create, let's say, like 5 list items. Inside of that, we'll create an A element with a class of navlink. with an href getting started with Java. And inside of it, we'll write getting started with Java. And close that off. For our next list, we'll kind of do the same thing. Class of navlink href leading to Java entry point. I'm just going to copy paste this to make things quicker. Copy paste it down and just change what's inside here. Printing to the console printing to the console. Same thing here. We'll put declaring oriented declaring functions. Same thing for the last one. Put object oriented programming. Object oriented programming. And now we've got that here. Now underneath that, let's close off our nav. Now we'll create a main element to our page with an ID of main doc. Inside of that, we'll create a section element with a class of main section, and we'll give it an ID of getting started with Java. Underneath that, we need a header. We'll create a P element. And we will write steps in getting started. Then we're going to make a OL and put some list items in there. And we'll do like 5 list items. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put download Java, download Java SDK, get an integrated development environment. IDE. Start a project within the IDE. And lastly, code up hello world and run the code. After that, we'll create a new section. And we'll give it a class of main section with an ID of Java entry point. And we'll create a header. And we'll just place some text in here. The entry point to Java application, okay. Do the same thing for the second one. Okay. After that, make a pre-element. Inside that, code. We will place our code inside. And then we will add another P element. With an explanation. Do the same here. And then create a new section. We will give it a class of main section and an ID of printing to the console. We'll create a header. Printing to the console. And we will add a new P element and put some text in there. After that, we'll create our pre element. And inside there, our code element. And then we will add another paragraph element with an explanation. And simply just put some text in there. Same thing we did here, we're doing down here. And then we're done with that section. So now we create a new section. Again, we need to give it a class of main section with an ID of declaring functions. Inside of that, we need a new header. Declaring functions. We need a P element with a statement. After that, we will place a image source. give it a alt of Java method image and give it a class of image. And underneath that, we'll make another statement. Let's make our pre-element. Inside of that, make our code. Let's place that in there. And now it's time to create a new section. Give it a class of main section with an ID of object oriented programming. Give it a header element. Inside that header, object oriented programming. Create another p element with another statement. And then another p element with another statement. And then underneath that, some code. So we'll do a code element. Inside that, we will place our code. After that, we need a statement. we're missing a few sections. We're missing one section. And then we need a footer. Inside the footer, we'll say documentation brought to you by the web. We have our main, we have our body, and our closing HTML tag. Okay, in terms of our HTML, we have everything that we need. Now we just need to start styling everything. So let's open this up. Let's get rid of this. We want a margin and padding for everything. So we'll do a margin of 0, padding of 0. Let's get rid of this. This will help. Okay. Let's go like this. HTML. We want the scroll behavior. HTML. Scroll behave. To be smooth. Then we want to edit the body. Give it a background color. Set to RGB. 234, 234, 234. Give it a display of flex. The flex direction. Set to column. Give it a minimum height of 100 VH, and we want a font family. Now we will edit our section element. A margin top of 40 pixels. And we want to do something with our nav bar. Give it a background color of FFF. A width of 100% and a border bottom of 1 pixel solid. Now for our nav bar list, we want a color set to 4D, 4E, 53. We want a border top set to 1 pixel solid and black with a list style set to none. Then we're going to work on our nav bar A. Give it a display of block. Padding set to 10 px and 30 pixels. Give it a color set to 4D, 4E53. a text decoration of none. Cursor will be a pointer. We'll do a font size of 18 pixels and a transition set to text index 0.3 seconds, ease in, out. After that, we'll do our nav bar, a hover, font weight set to 500 with a text indent set to 5 pixels. Then we'll edit our P elements, give them a margin of 10 pixels. Then our ordered list elements, margin left set to 30 pixels. Then our main doc, give it a margin set to 0, auto. And then we'll edit our header, giving it a color of black, a margin of 10 pixels, a text align to center, font size of 1.8 EM, font weight of 500. Then we'll edit our code element, giving it a display of block, a text align to left, a white space of pre, a word break of normal, a word wrap of normal, and we'll do a line height of 1.5, a background color set to FFF, padding set to 0 and 15 pixels, a margin set to 10 pixels, and a border radius set to 15, or we'll do 5 pixels. Then our class image selector will have a width of 100%. Then we'll work on our footer, do a padding of 30 pixels. We'll do a text align of center with a color of 888. Then our add media only screen and with a minimum width set to 815. Body, give it a flex direction of row. We'll do the nav bar with a width of 300 pixels, a position of fixed, a height of 100%, and we'll do a resize of horizontal with a overflow X of scroll. Okay, we're almost there. Then a class image with a width of 70%, any margin left 20 pixels. The main doc margin of 0 and 20 pixels, a margin left of 350 pixels. And I think that's all we're gonna need. Hopefully we did everything correctly. We will try to run it and keep our fingers crossed. And there you go. We got everything correct. If you have any trouble with this, just slow it down, go little by little, and just pay attention to how you're placing everything. You guys should be okay. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day.